two reasons why men are often closed off and resistant to healing. The first one is reaction of shame, which is often related to belief of I am not good enough, or I am not lovable, or there's something wrong with me and I need to hide it. Otherwise, if someone else will find out, they will abandon me or reject me. The second one is reaction of anxiety, which is similar to survival mode or like fear of death. This often stems from childhood trauma of abandonment, when it was equal to perceived death. Because imagine, for a little child who is completely dependent on parent or caregiver, and that person of caregiver leaves, in most cases that means death for child. And these two reactions get triggered unconsciously, even if men are not actively thinking about them. It's like a nervous system reflex. As Dr. Robert Glover says, it's important to start transitioning from the state of shame and anxiety to how can I do better? Because if we stay in the toxic state of male shame, it means we are condemning ourselves, like we are a bad man, and we stay in this victimhood. This is a place of disempowerment, not empowerment. Now, very therapeutic way is to find an environment, people, place, some groups or other vehicles of expression where we males can start to share and release that so long suppressed shame of ours, or guilt, or other emotions and concerns, without feeling judged. So it's important to find a safe place, especially if our past experience has been one where we have been abused or punished for trying to open up, be vulnerable, be ourselves. Obviously, we don't want to repeat the same traumatic experience. Sharing is important for us because it allows us to come to terms with those parts of us that we want to disassociate from completely, and ones that we perceive as less desirable, or we perceive them as weak and inadequate. So sharing helps us to gradually start to open up, become more vulnerable. And vulnerability is the key to healing. Until we find reliable, supportive, safe, non-judgmental group of people that can hold space for us to release and share, a good tool is journaling, because journaling allows us to hold space for ourselves. And it's not difficult. The more we do it, the better we get with it. And it's simple. I'm talking about simply writing out all the emotions, feelings, sensations, thoughts, everything. And I have noticed for myself that when I do it, it usually leads me to some deep, profound insights and wisdom that is hidden behind this venting. I totally understand the hesitancy of many men to rush and start opening up, because in this process it's important also to develop trust with those that are able to provide for us container, including ourselves. But at the same time, we have to understand that if we decide to stay numb, cynical, run away from vulnerability, we're going to stay in trauma, and that trauma will continue to dictate our unconscious responses. And based on this fear, we're going to try to control as much as possible our external environment so that it doesn't trigger our trauma. And based on this fear, we're going to show up in a dysfunctional way, and we're going to hurt not only ourselves but people around us, because we are scared to open up. We are scared to give up another chance to people. We don't believe that there are people who actually care and are capable enough to provide that safe container. What is cool about stepping into our own vulnerability is that our conscious choice and acting on it, the choice of being vulnerable, means that we are allowing our feminine side to step forward, which is emotions, feelings, intuition. But at the same time, also our divine masculine side, the side of taking responsibility, is also present in that moment. So we are embodying both polarities at that moment. It's a balanced approach. If you are a man who has been hurt a lot in the past, I want you to know that I'm here for you. And there are other men that are here for you. And also, there are a lot of women who are rooting for you, that you heal and you release that shame and anxiety that is covering your natural, your divine masculine essence from showing up in the world. So a lot of people are rooting for you right now. We are rooting for you. You're not alone. We are here in this together.